What up, YouTube's Arson Denzel back at it with another episode of The Grind Engine. Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new to this channel, this is where we're going to talk about everything from mental health to ambitions to goal setting to nourishment of the body and the mind to spirituality to wealth management to everything under the sun to help you become the best version of yourself while I become the best version of myself day to day grind. So that engine is continuously turning and turning and turning, grinding away. But first and foremost, Merry Christmas to all y'all around the world. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Christian, so Christ is born, and we are so grateful and we celebrate that. But with that said, let's get back to today's episode. Today's episode, guys, what I really want to discuss is I want to talk about the lonely factor that you're going to experience when you're on this journey towards making yourself better. You know what? When I first started this journey, the one thing that no one ever told me was the fact that it's going to be lonely as hell. When they say that it's lonely at the top, they're not playing. No one's playing. It's actually lonely. It really is. It's not just lonely at the top, but it's lonely on the way to the top. What do I mean by that? I mean the fact that a lot of people that you were dealing with before, whether it's your friends, whether it's girlfriends or boyfriends, whether it's even your family members, a lot of people won't be able to join you on this journey because they don't understand, they don't care, or they're not able to join you on this journey, or even worse, they are wishing you to fail. So you're gonna have to just X them out. But a lot of these people won't be there with you or for you when you're on this journey to self betterment. And that's a good thing because while you're on this journey, it should be a journey of self reflection. Keyword self, right? So this entire journey should be. Hold on, got the background noise there, the white noise. But this entire journey should be solely based on your adaptability to yourself and to kind of destroy the old you and reconstruct yourself into the better version of yourself. And unfortunately, that takes some time. And that time needs to be spent kind of like in like a butterfly in a cocoon by yourself, monk mode as they call it. You need to be separated from everything because those things that you're attached to oftentimes come with negative habits. For example, the homies that you're kicking it with oftentimes, want to go out party, drink, chase women, chase men, whatever the case may be. But the actions that they're doing, the activities that they're involved in, are hindering your ability to grow. And I'm not saying that you can't hang out with these people, but I'm saying that your time with them might be decreased significantly if you want to grow. Now, with that being said, a lot of times what may happen on this journey of yours is that you might end relationships or relationships might just fall through the cracks because you're no longer interested in the things that they are participating in because it no longer aligns with your core identity. For example, for myself, I found that a lot of the people that I was hanging out with, God, not even 6 months ago, are no longer with me, right? I dropped a lot of friends. A lot of friends may have dropped me. I don't know. I didn't care to check. But for a while there, it was kind of perplexing because you're like, man, I used to have someone to call on the weekends. I used to have people to text on the weekends. I used to have people to go to lunch with, dinner with, whatever the case may be. And you quickly realize that these people were only weekend friends, like party friends, weekend warriors, right? And that they weren't really supposed to be in your life. People were here for a season, not for the entire episode. And so while you realize that these friends weren't supposed to be in your life that long or they're not part of your journey, you understand that in order for you to make it to the other side, it's going to be a lonely endeavor. You're going to be lonely. And that's the part that a lot of people unfortunately can't muster through. Like myself, for example, like I had a really hard time. I was like, damn, like where the boys at, right? Where the boys at? And it took me a while to kind of get over that idea of not having anyone to do anything with, because I'm a social butterfly. I love to hang out. I love to go do X, Y, and Z with the girls, with the boys, whoever. But I like to be out there, not on the streets like that. But I like to be out there. You know what I mean? And if I don't have that, then what am I? If I can't be social, what am I? Right? Oh my God, who am I? Right? Um, so what I had to get comfortable with was spending time by myself and with myself. I had to become my own best friend. And that process takes quite a bit of time. For people who are introverts, this is probably the easiest part for them just because they're used to being by themselves. In fact, they crave being by themselves. Like, and when I say by yourself, I don't mean lonely either, right? There's a difference between being lonely and being by yourself and with yourself. There's something special about introverts where they crave the intimate relationship that they have with themselves more than they crave building or crafting relationships with others. In fact, crafting relationship with others tends to be a hindrance to their peace. And so, for an extroverted person that has introverted tendencies but leads with their extroversion, which is someone like myself, it's very, very difficult for us to let go of the idea of, hanging out with people or crafting social events. So for a person like myself who is very extroverted, right, but has the introverted tendencies, I did find it very difficult. But as time progressed, as I realized that, the phone call stopped and I wasn't about to go and call a brother and be like, oh, I'm so lonely, please come hang out with me, come hang out with me. I wasn't about to do that, especially not because I was focused on the mission for the first time ever. Like the mission was everything. It was paramount. It was what needed to be done, and I knew what needed to be done, and I had to get it done because time was ticking. So because of that, I didn't find the need, or at least slowly over time, I didn't find the need to continue looking for other people. And the other thing too that comes with this is also searching for validation, right? You search for validation because if you have any comfort with yourself and who you are, you won't need external validation. Everything that you need is internalized, right? You love yourself, therefore you don't need love from anybody else, right? And then on top of that too, love from God as well. I know I'm probably um, you know, I'm not going to be trying to, hit you over the head with, the whole Christianity thing or religious thing or even spirituality thing, but it did help a lot. Reading my Bible every day, knowing that I wasn't alone spiritually was the greatest thing ever. And of course, knowing that I had family members with me, that is a blessing and something that a lot of people don't have. But thank God for me, it was a situation that I was able to use in order to satiate the need, the craving for social dynamics or social interpersonal connections. So ultimately, what you're gonna find is this era that you're in right now is going to be very, very lonely. And it's up to you to find whatever means necessary in order to alleviate that loneliness, right? Whether it's by finding friends that actually vibe with your journey, friends that are actually either ahead of you or on the same path as you, or they're doing something different but they have the same mentality as you, right? Or maybe it's joining a type of Discord group where you guys are discussing the same things. Whatever the case may be, finding people that connect to your mission is definitely going to be something that's necessary for you to alleviate that loneliness. Especially because you know the whole saying, you are the average of the five friends you hang out with. Show me your friends, I can show you your future. That's the most impactful thing in your life. I found myself hanging out with people that didn't really have much going on for themselves. And not to hate on them, but because I was hanging out with them, I also in turn didn't have anything going on for myself as well. And that is a dead mission. That doesn't last too long for anybody. You know what I mean? Eventually something's got to give, and eventually you got to realize, okay, well, I can't be that guy forever, you know? I'm in my 30s now, and I need to go ahead and make sure that everything that I'm doing is impactful, and everything that I'm doing is going towards my future. Unfortunately, I had to learn this lesson later in life. I wish I learned it in my 20s, but that's irrelevant. As long as you learn it, eventually hopefully every boy learns this lesson and becomes a man. But for some people, they never learn that lesson, and they stay stagnant, and they remain where they are. And that's the scary part. I never wanted to remain where I was. So in order to make sure that I didn't stay where I was, I had to disconnect with certain people. It was imperative. Otherwise, if you stay still, you will die. You will die. Whether it's financially, whether it's spiritually, whether it's emotionally, whether it's sexually with your partners, whatever the case may be, you stand still as a man, you will die. You need to be constantly moving, evolving, and growing. So the best way for me to do that was to extract myself from my current environment and get myself into an environment that promoted growth. And sometimes that looks like being by yourself. Other times it could be getting yourself out of your comfort zone and moving to a new city. Maybe that looks like going into a new friend group. Whatever the case may be, whatever will expedite your growth, that's what you need to do. But for this context, all of that takes time, and all of that might be lonely. When you move to the new city in Miami, you're not going to start out knowing all the shot callers, all the people who are already ahead of you. You're just going to take some time. You need to develop the certain skills. Right now, I don't have the skills yet to attract all of the people that I need to in order to have that circle. But it comes with time. It comes with consistently networking, finding those people, going through meetings and networking events to align myself with them. And through that, you find your brotherhood, right? Through that, you find the people that you can vibe with. And that when you have a conversation, it's all about the goals, aspirations, whatever it is. You elevate from every conversation. Not to say that the only purpose of interactions or relationships is to gain some type of value from the other person. It could just be a mutual exchange of fun, whatever the case may be. But I'd be remiss if I didn't admit that every relationship has some type of transactional dependency. So if I meet somebody, there needs to be an equal transaction happening of value. I need to display value and give value, and vice versa. So right now, I'm in my lonely chapter where every single day I find myself just working on me. Literally just working on me. Sometimes I exceed my expectations. Sometimes I'm just there, but every day I'm pushing the needle forward. I'm moving forward, and I'm doing something. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not doing something. Even when I feel lazy, I'm doing something. Right? There's non-negotiables on the table. Like I say all the time, you got to go to the gym as your foundation. You got to meditate. You got to do your yoga. You got to read. You got to do X, Y, and Z. Everything is happening all the time. And those habits will lead me to become a person that I need to be to attract a tribe that we can exchange value to each other. So yeah, it is lonely. It's all good though, because after this lonely chapter, that's when you become the person you need to be to attract those people. Once you attract those people, it's proof that you have become Himothy. And once you're Himothy, well, everything else is better in life, because you'll just start attracting everything else you need. You attract the people that you need in your life. You'll attract the financial goals that you have in your life, the relationship goals that you have in life, the spiritual goals in your life. Everything comes to you once you put in the work, and every single day you need to put in the work, and that is what I'm doing. And you guys are following me as I'm doing it, and I can't wait to get to the other side and show you exactly who this man is. and what it took in order to be that man. I think I'm already that man, but I need to act like that man every single day. Anyways, that's everything for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming into another episode of The Grind Engine. Let me know what you think about the name. Should I keep the name, change the name, whatever the case may be. I got a new camera. I got some more equipment. It's going to get better. The videos are going to get better. The editing's going to get better. The sound's going to get better. The lighting's going to get better. My face is going to get better. Everything's going to get better because I'm doing the actionable work. And I hope you do too. And I can't wait to see you become him or her, for those of you who are watching. Peace.